Hello, everyone, and welcome to Seaview Quantum Network. I'm your presenter, Daniel, and I'm here with producer Claudia Pareca. We are cosmic beings, beings of light. A single moment of your time is one of the most extraordinary gifts we could ever be given. We are honored every time that we receive one of those moments. We are honored, overjoyed, privileged, and humbled. We serve in your presence. Our shows are held on Mondays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 9 a.m. Pacific. At any moment, to participate on one of our shows, please call 805-830-8344 and press 1 to talk with the host. All podcasts are easily found in all social media and are available free, live, or on demand. To request a show, please write to Claudia Pareco, cview1111@gmail.com, or visit our website, cview1111.net.
Call for free at 805-830-8344 and wait in line or use Take My Call. And for $11, you can jump the long list of callers. Do so at www.paypal.me/PURECO/11 and then please PM or email Claudia Pareco with the phone number you'll call the show at cview1111@gmail.com.
Now, let's listen to our host and topic of the day.
Thank you, Danny, and welcome everybody to Seaview and today's show, Seeking Divinity with Sati Chappelle. Now, sit quietly and hold compassion and love in your heart. Seek to have peace within you. Intend for the universe to give everyone and each one of us exactly what we need. And let's open ourselves up to receiving the high frequency energies that keep coming in so that we can find the conduits for that energy and let go of this need to do something, to be somewhere or attain anything. We invite everyone listening to feel that you are enough. We invite you to feel that your presence here on earth is enough. And we invite you to rest assured that Sati and I see you as enough. Sati still has some spots for her upcoming online certification program, either to learn tarot or to learn advanced chakra energy work. Please contact her directly at seekingdivinity.com or email at sati@seekingdivinity.com. You can also private message her on Facebook, Sati Chappelle, or her page, Seeking Divinity. Now, please allow me to welcome Sati to the show. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I am really well today. How are you doing?
We are doing fantastic today as well.
It is a beautiful day out here. I don't know about there. We've had some really low temperatures, which is just such a surprise considering everyone around us is baking to death. But we have had like 50s, 60s, 70s. It's been amazing. It's been gorgeous. And we've had good rain, which is wonderful because the West needs it. So I hope that your world has been treating you as kindly.
We are. We are a little in the warm side, but not as bad as other parts of the country. So we cannot complain.
That's good.
So, Sati, what is it that you are starting us today, the show with? And let us know when you're ready for your colors.
Well, I think that you, being the intuitive soul that you are, appropriately opened the show by putting everybody into a nice, quiet place, a meditative place, a place of centering. Because really what it feels like to me is that we have the opportunity this weekend in particular and over the next week to really pull in a couple of areas. We have this window of opportunity to really let go of a lot of things that we no longer need on any level, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically within your house. And, we've been hearing about that for a while because that's like been the theme for a couple of years now. But this weekend is like almost the culmination of that. We have this energy that is coming in that's really opening us up to true freedom. And, I think that even though we live in the United States, we don't always understand true freedom. And I really feel like that sense of external freedom that we can enjoy as a country starts within, and allowing yourself freedom from the past, freedom from your sorrows, freedom from your heartaches and your mental, emotional anguishes, freedom from that cyclical thought process, freedom from anything that weighs you down, bogs you down, ties you down. And it's really coincidental that it's coming on this weekend of our celebration of freedom as a country, which is really, I find, fascinating. I've never seen that before in all of my years, and I just love when things align like that in such a way that we have this internal situation, this energy that's coming to serve us on the internal levels, and then it is not just echoed in the external reality, but it's also, totally reveled in the external reality. It's reflected in such a big way. So I really invite everybody to do exactly what you were saying, to pull within, to find that sense of peace and well-being within, and to finally let go of some of this angst and upset that not only we've been carrying as a nation and as a world because of so many things in crisis and in flux, but also what we've been trying to clear out within ourselves. So definitely come into that place, allow yourself to really enjoy this weekend, bring yourself to that state of freedom. Take a moment every day when you wake up in the morning to, speak about freedom and happiness to yourself. And I know that sounds funny, but I'm a rock climber, and I am a long-time rock climber, like 25 years rock climber. And I'm sorry, but there are times you have to talk to yourself. There are times when you have to look down at your rope, and you have to look down at your harness, and you have to look at your gear, and you have to go, yeah, I'm safe. Everything is where it's supposed to be. I really have everything going on just exactly how it is. I can make this next move or this next series of moves without feeling threatened. And that's really where freedom starts, is that place of feeling very safe, very comfortable, very happy, very capable of doing whatever comes before you. And so, starting your day every day with a little bit of self-talk or a little bit of mantra that says, hey, I am happy today. I allow myself freedom from my past and from all things that I've been carrying. I let all of that go, and I allow myself the freedom to be in this moment happily and to move forward freely, and really take this opportunity to celebrate both within as well as externally. Thank you for asking, Miss Claudia.
And thank you for sharing as well. So, are you ready for some callers?
I almost am, absolutely. I just find it so funny when the universe aligns like that. And, I mean, every so often there will be some really deep Christed stuff that will come up at either Christmas or at Easter. And it just always makes me giggle because I'm like, yeah, that's some good divine timing right there. So I am ready. I just needed to say that because that always makes me laugh.
Yeah, and it's good to notice all of those alignments and all the serendipity that goes around us. So thank you.
Absolutely, because the world would have us think otherwise. The world would have us think that everything is out of alignment. And granted, there's a ton of stuff out there that is out of alignment with our integrity at this point in time. I'm not going to say it isn't, but when we have these times where we really are in great alignment and, the world is ready to revel in that, to be in that space, we should all take those moments and breathe it in, really.
That's right. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with today. We're going to start with Take My Call user Mary.
Sounds good. Hey,
hello.
Mary, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. You're a little on the quiet side, but I can hear you.
Okay. Well, thank you. I have two separate questions. Do you want me to tell you both of them at the same time or do one and then the other?
It doesn't matter. It's up to you, my dear.
Okay. The first question is, I have multiple health issues, and I'm feeling that maybe I need to take a new direction. I'm wondering what you see about what direction I need to take with my health issues.
Sounds great. Hold on just 2 seconds, Miss Mary. Let me finish looking this over. So the way you ask the question is how I try to answer the question, unless I see that something needs to be shifted in the verbiage or in the energy of what you're attempting to express. That's not just with you, that's with everybody that calls in, even in private readings. And when I look at this situation, it looks to me like you have been tackling these things for a while and pretty steadfastly, and you have been working with a bunch of different people, and it feels to me like you need to narrow that list down of the amount of people that you're working with to maybe 2 or 3 people, so that those 2 or 3 people have more of an intimate knowledge of the spectrum, the whole spectrum of what you're dealing with on a physical level. The other thing is that would be better for you financially, because this has been financially draining. It's been emotionally draining as well. And I want to say to you that a lot of this comes from your past, not just like a past life situation, which I could definitely speak of, but I'm talking about also like how you were taught or trained as a child. So it comes across to me that there were times when you were told not to really look at the accomplishments that you've made, or not to accept them, or not to acknowledge them, that you were more like trained to look at where the fault lies within you and what you, how you chose poorly. And, you know, that's out of balance. And it's just simply a reflection of how your family was trained. And so there's that. And it is coupled with a past life situation in which you drown to death in a whirlpool. And there's not, I mean, I've done this work for 32 years. I've never seen somebody that has drowned in a whirlpool before. And I would imagine that would be pretty terrifying. And there's always this sense, I almost want to say, within you of drowning or losing ground, of things not being steady underneath you. Does all of that make sense to you? Or any of it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that's good. Does that help you to understand? I mean, does that answer your question more fully?
Well, kind of. When you say narrow it down, I don't feel like I've been working with that many people. My homeopathic physician, I'm not getting to see him as much as I need to, and he has health issues. And then there's a medical biologist that I've been seeing, and I don't know. There's a naturopath area that I would like to see, but finances are a big issue here.
Right. Finances are a big issue, absolutely, which I had spoken of. The thing that your guides want you to know is that you should not have any more than 3 practitioners at one time. So
I don't. Okay.
That's the easiest way that I can say that. It looked to me like you had more than that, but it could be people that you have also tried and discarded. So I just need to be perhaps clearer with that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Okay. Yeah, I certainly don't have more than 3 at one time. So, okay. All right, I was wondering, the homeopathic physician, can you see anything about that if I'm going to continue to see him?
He does help you, but the movements that he makes for you, or the health that he helps you with, is kind of small movements. So it's more along the lines of curing or helping rebalance the underlying issues, but they don't always tackle the main issues. And so it might be hard for you to see the benefits that you're getting. And that's definitely understandable. And especially if you have multiple things going on, you want to see quicker benefits, more, that actually are sustainable. So, the only issue I do see with him is the monetary issue, the expense there. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And did you say you had one other thing, please, Miss Mary?
Yes, I have 2 questions. Okay, the other question I have is, I was in a previous relationship that lasted for many, many years, and I want to renew that relationship. I want to be in that I want to have a new relationship with him coming up. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I feel deep in my heart that it will, hopefully. But I guess I need to know, do I need to communicate? Do I need to reach out and communicate with him? Or do I need to just see what's going to happen? Or
what's the first name, please?
Joe.
Thank you. It's really interesting because I don't get to very often confirm to people that love relationships of the past can be reunited. For whatever reason, I find that to be the rarity in life. We can often pine for somebody, but, the past is past. But that's not the case with Joe. I have to tell you that in actuality, it looks to me like this is a love relationship that you are meant to have, and it is something that is in the works. But yeah, you do need to reach out to him. You do need to start initiating a little bit of rekindling that contact, let's say, in a very simple, easy way that has nothing to do with the relationship in general, and then just allow things to take their course. But I am happy to be able to say to you that, yes, this is a relationship that you are meant to have, and not just in the now, but going forward. I rarely get to say that, and it makes me so happy to be able to say that to you, Miss Mary.
Oh, that thrills my soul. I thank you so much, because that's what I've been feeling and hoping for. And so help me understand what you're saying. I can reach out to him maybe on Facebook or something like that, but don't talk about the relationship.
Correct, exactly. I'm happy to, say hey to you, and I'm want to know how things are going, that kind of thing. So it's really kept simple and easy and lighthearted, and there's no pressure.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, but I don't need to say anything like in the past, like he has some misconceptions about me. And I would really like to clarify those, but it'd be best not to. Is that what you're thinking?
No, it's all about timing, honey. He is coming out of a relationship, and so it is better for you to let him do that naturally than to be part of that situation, right? Okay. So you get your chance to kind of talk about the misperceptions that were that are from the past, but you don't get that chance anytime soon. It's more in your future. So just be patient with that, because it doesn't matter so much as you may think.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay. So he is coming out of that relationship. Then that is going to end. Then okay.
In the process.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much. This is very, very helpful. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be able to have said such wonderful news to you. Have a great day, and good luck with all your health stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So anyone that is here, know that we have Take My Call. It doesn't matter how many times you want to use it for how many shows. You can always use Take My Call to jump the line. Okay, so now we're going to go to Michigan, and we're going to bring Tia, who's first-time caller today.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call.
Hello, Tia. How are things in Michigan?
Oh, it's beautiful here. Beautiful, nice warm day with even a little breeze.
Oh, wow. Well, you can't get any better than that, can you?
No, it's been great.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. How can I serve you today?
Well, my question is regarding job opportunities. Do you see if I'm going to be getting any job offers, or in any, what field, perhaps?
You've been applying across the board in a lot of different areas?
Yeah. I've kind of been going between 3 different fields because I've got a lot of experience in each. So I'm kind of just sitting here going, I don't know which way to go, I guess.
Right. Can you give me just a brief, the 3 in brief, so I can look at that more closely and make sure I'm seeing that well for you?
Sure. The one is medical, the other is clerical, and the other is nonprofit.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was done perfectly. Thank you. Okay, so let's see where you're going. Another thing with whirlpools today. Interesting. All right. Well, some of the situation with you in the background, Miss Tia, is that, you're integrating a lot of stuff both from your past as well as, I'm going to say it, from your future. And that sounds really strange, especially to a first-time caller. I apologize for starting it out this way, but I need to tell you the things that I see, right? So I see you as integrating your past and your future. And so while you're in that moment of mixing it all in, these energies mixing all in, sometimes there is what I call a little bit of a lull time or a bit of quietness that happens in your life because you're busy working on other levels in other ways. So that's kind of part of why the job stuff has seemed to stall. And I just need to say it that way so you understand where I'm coming from. And it's not a negative at all. In this case, it's actually positive, because as you complete this phase of integration of the old and the new, you'll find yourself being able to move forward very freely and very quickly. It's going to be like all of a sudden everything opens up and you have like lots of opportunities all at one time. So let me to you about these job opportunities. The job is not far off, honey. And with so many people on the planet and in this country trying to find jobs, I'm really happy to be able to say to you that you are going to definitely be having a job sometime in the next 3 weeks, definitely by the end of July as you go into early August. And this is pretty much set in motion. So the medical, the clerical is the one that's going to come in first. And I'm going to say to you, that's one that you're going to really, really enjoy. There's not a whole lot that's going to come to you in the medical realm that you're going to want to take. And that's a different thing, right? And, you know, there are medical jobs that are out there, but the ones that you really will want and will really take. And the nonprofit will definitely also come in, but it'll come in right after the clerical. So I want to say to you to let the medical go for right now. It's all really about timing. So take either the clerical or the nonprofit. The clerical is going to be easier for you. It will be less stress. It will be a happier thing for you. And, you know, whenever I see people making large changes, I like to say, you know, kind of, it's a blessing when you take the easy thing because you're already in the midst of making such big changes. The nonprofit, if you could find a way to ease into that, meaning maybe on a part-time and then take it more full-time later, that would so totally be my advice to you. And both of these are kind of a hold me over type of thing until such time as the medical becomes something that is more in direct alignment with what you actually want, which is something like March of next year. So, you know, try to be patient with that and take the others that come and really look at the clerical when it comes in. I think that you'll enjoy it a lot more than you might think. And the nonprofit will be something that you can do on the side and ease into. Does that help you?
Okay. Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking my call.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Okay, so now we're going to go with New Jersey, and after New Jersey, we're doing Oklahoma. Okay, so Tim, welcome to the show. I'm sorry, New York.
Hello, thanks for taking my call. How are you doing today?
Good. Did she say your name was Tim?
Tim, T-I-M.
Great. Okay. How can I serve you today?
Oh, sure. I was calling just to see if there was any message from Spirit or tips regarding me bringing some new abundance and different things into my life. I've been trying to raise the vibration because I know it's a vibration, and I kind of get caught up in the 3D, lack scarcity. Trying to meditate, but I was having some nasal issues, which I'm finally, thankfully, on the other side of, so I can actually breathe now. So I'm trying to get a little routine in and just trying to bring some things in. Any tips or messages? Greatly appreciated.
Oh, well, I'm happy to be able to work with you here today, Mr. Tim. I will definitely look. Give me 2 seconds. I'm glad you worked out that nasal thing because meditation is such a wonderful practice. And once you really can get into that space of deep meditation, it can really do wonders. That in and of itself can raise vibrations like nobody's business. So I'm really happy to hear that. And again, whirlpool energy. 3 for 3. Okay, so, all right. So let me say this. There's not been a whole lot that you've been in control of for the last year and a half. There's been some stuck energy that you've been really trying to move through, but I have to give you a lot of credit for trying to move through it, you know, especially when it is stuck energy. Sometimes it's like you got to hammer away at something before you can actually either see it for what it is or move through it in the way that you need to. Your guides are really wanting you to stay the course, meaning don't get impatient. Allow the process to be how it is, because this is multi-lifetime of work that you are doing. And sometimes that comes across in our reality as almost feeling like we're stuck, or almost feeling like we're out of control, or almost feeling like our outer reality, at least, is out of control, or not enough in our control as we want it to be. And really, it's a sign of the times. It's like when you think about it this way, if I said to you that you were trying to balance your mid-teenage years, your early 20s, your late 20s, and the time frame between 35 and 37, all at the same time, you would go, oh, that'd be a lot to do, and you would realize that everything kind of had to stop and rest long enough to kind of accomplish that task. Well, you are shifting through several lifetimes worth of stuff, including those time frames that I brought up for you. So you're trying to balance all of that at once. And I want you to think of a juggler that, you know, starts out with a couple of balls in the air, and somebody keeps tossing in another and tossing in another and tossing in another. All of a sudden, really, the only thing that juggler can do is focus and breathe. There's really nothing else that juggler can do because they're already working at maximum. And that is really your situation behind the scenes. So that's your message from Spirit. Now, does that help you? I mean, is that clear for you? Do you understand? Hello? Did you put yourself on mute?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I don't make interruptions. Yes, that does help me, indeed. I'm trying to get this routine down.
To hear that.
Well,
Okay,
thank you very
now,
much. I really appreciate it.
Let's narrow all of this down. So what do you think out of the questions that you came with today and what I just spoke about? Do you have a way of rephrasing your question, or another question that you would rather ask that you think is more appropriate in the moment?
I don't know. I seem to be at a loss. I just
because you're raising your vibrations. That's, you know, an automatic whenever you're shifting this amount of energy, right? So whenever you're shifting, like you're already working, you're working in your sleep time, you're working in your, like just like doing normal tasks, like mindless tasks time. Your emotions, your mind, and your energy is like all working so fast right now and so much. It's like to raise your energy, you're already doing that, right? So in other words, beyond the problem with the breathing and the meditation. Is there anything else that I might be able to kind of like hone in on for you that would help you during this time of great work that you are doing, that I'm really happy to see, by the way? And your guides are like sitting there with pom-poms going, you go.
That's refreshing to hear. I think that is just serving me as well. Just to hear that, to know that they're cheering me on and that I'm progressing. It's just hard when you feel stuck for so long. Kind of weighs on you, but I'm trying to stay in good vibration. And
well, that's why I wanted to really mention that part about being stuck. And I wanted to mention to you about how much work you are doing on other levels that you may not even really be aware of. So, sweetie, you know what? That stuckness is shifting and it's changing. Allow that to be shown to you in your world. Maybe that's the best way that I can serve you in this moment, is to say, keep asking for that to be shown in your world, how you have shifted.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim.
You're so welcome. Tim, call me and talk to me anytime, honey. You're beautiful.
And sometimes we put on ourselves a lot of things to work on during the lifetime that we're living, that it could feel overwhelming, but I think one of the things that we mentioned in the beginning is that we have to allow that to be true, that we are enough and we are doing enough at every moment of our existence. Thank you, Sati.
Well, I so agree with that, and I'm going to be really honest here and say some of us are lazy and some of us could be doing more. I'm not going to say that that's not true, right? But when I see 3 whirlpools being shown to me in quick succession, I've never had that before. And it just shows me that these 3 people that just called are working so much, so hard, so fast, trying to pull everything into center and trying to pull everything into balance, that it can be so overwhelming, and sometimes it doesn't feel like there's any movement at all. It makes me think of almost like a black hole. When we look into space and we learn about black holes, there's all of this incredible motion around the center, but in the center of that black hole, it feels like everything has not only stopped, but stopped dead. Like sometimes it can feel that way when we are trying to clear so much at one time. And so you are so right. When we come into this world and we have that agenda that's like a mile long, and all of a sudden we're in that space where, 15, 20 of those items are being taken care of at once, we can go, oh, and then it's hard to breathe. And it's hard to see any movement because there's just so much happening.
Thank you, Sati. So let's go to the chat room, and we're going to do a quick question. So this is Sandra, and she asks, do you see me finding a place to move soon? I prayed that my relationship would work, but it doesn't seem to. So it's now time to move.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, I can say there's no whirlpools. Yay! Okay. So, I know she says it's time to move. I know that every part of her being is saying it's time to move. And I agree with her, but the timing is off. So let's look at the right timing, because that's important. I'm just calculating here. Math is not my strong suit. Let's see. Okay. So, I get the feeling that if I said, yes, move, she would be packed by tomorrow. So I've got to say this very carefully to her. she needs to really set things in motion a little bit more, but she needs to let it be a slower process than what she wants. If she rushes this, it's going to be the move from hell. And I would rather have her experience the happiness and the joy of moving forward finally, because she's wanted this for a long time. So I would like her to take her time, somewhere 3 weeks from now, to really start setting things in motion, and to allow 10 months from now that culmination to come. Now, she's not going to like that. Somewhere around the 10-week mark from now is when actually I see the move taking place. It can come as early as 8 weeks, maybe 9. She's not going to want to hear that either, but that's only 5 weeks after the 3 weeks that I said. And again, if she moves too soon, she is going to miss the boat. This is, I like analogies today, evidently. This is about picking a tomato that is not ripe. It's green, it's small, it's hard. You bite into that puppy, it's not going to be good. And that would be the situation here. She needs to make sure that the timing is accurate for her, so that when she picks that tomato, it's ripe, it's juicy, it's red, it's ready to go, and it's delicious, and it's very satisfying. If she pushes this too much, she's going to have hell on earth. So, and I don't want to see that, because she finally just created balance, and that's why she's like, okay, I'm ready to go. But sometimes it's good to sit in that space of balance and enjoy it for a little bit before we push ourselves again.
And she says, that sounds great. Actually, it's not bad news. And thanks, and she will sit still. Okay, so thank you, Sandra, for that. And we are going now with, I had said Oklahoma, so let's bring Susan, and then we're going to New Jersey.
Hello, Susan. Hello, Susan. I always want to sing the song Oklahoma whenever I hear somebody from Oklahoma. Sorry.
That's okay. It's kind of a response that I get a lot.
It is. It is. So what can I do for you today, Miss Susan?
Yes, I'm just wondering if you see me having any luck in the romance department soon.
Gotcha. Okay, let's look at that, honey. And we're back to the whirlpools. That is hilarious. Oh, my God. One person respite. All right, well, we'll have to talk about that at the end of the show. All right, so I do see a relationship coming for you, and it's really actually not very far away. Well, I am the font of good news today. So it's not very far away. This is actually about 5 weeks away, which, Susan, let me tell you, that's really close. Sometimes, you know, I feel like I'm always saying, oh, it's a couple of months yet, but this is like really super close. And this is a person that you meet through some kind of fellowship, or through perhaps a church, or through some kind of spiritual meetings or a spiritual group. And it is somebody, I mean, you could find yourself aligning with like a spiritual group on Meetup or something like that, and really getting to meet some new people. This person is a little bit on the dogmatic side, which is something that personally I'm not into. So they are bringing you into their life as what I'm going to call kind of a crowbar. The crowbar is the one that really helps get somebody out of mindsets that are no longer serving. And that's something that I see that you will be doing for them. In the meantime, what they are doing for you is they are helping you to really become really super clear on some concepts that you've had that are spiritually based, that have not necessarily meshed with physical reality and the reality of the world today. And they're going to help bring a lot of that into balance and into clarity for you. Also, this person is a very happy person. So you're going to get to enjoy some really fun times with this person and have some really good relationship experience with this person. Because the one thing I can tell you about this person is they are true. True blue. They give you their heart. They mean it. It's not a farce or something that's duplicitous. So I'm really happy to see that. I think that, all of the work that you have been doing and the balance that you have come to and the patience that you have initiated with all of this is soon to pay off.
Awesome. That's so exciting.
Yoo-hoo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. That's good news. So actually the whirlpool, it's a good sign. So I hope everybody else gets a whirlpool as well. So let's go to New Jersey and bring Jessica.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Jessica, how is it in Boise?
It's cooler today, thank God.
Yay, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. So what I would love to know about is what you're picking up as far as this client I was working with. I told her that we were going to take a break for a few weeks, maybe a few months. I was doing amazing work with her, but there was a lot of pulling on my energy, very critical, no thank yous, just a lot of some kind of working on that within myself, what's going on, but I'm still processing it. It happened a couple of weeks ago where I told her we're taking a break.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you so much. I would love it if you could hold the first letter of her name in your mind for me, and then hold an image of her, like from a physical standpoint in your mind also, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know that you're the one that is supposed to continue this relationship. So I think that it's wisdom for you to have taken a step back and to say, we need to kind of rest for a little bit. I don't also think that she's going to take to that too kindly. In the beginning, she'll be like, okay, I get it. But then as time goes by, she's going to get more and more angry about that situation. One of the things that I can say is I met a psychic vampire once who thought that was how you were supposed to live life. I kid you not. Like, she literally said those words to me. Like, I thought we were supposed to take energy from the people we met. And I was like, why? Would you go into somebody's wallet and take their money? Would you go into their home and take their personal items? No. So why would you think it would be okay to steal somebody's energy unnecessarily or necessarily, actually? And she just could not literally wrap her head around that concept. This person is very much the same. It's like kind of funny. She is your person like I had a couple years back. And this person thinks that they're in the right, that they, are doing the right thing with a lot of things. And I would say that the issues they've come to you for are almost covering up the truth and the reality of who this person is. So, I think that they're dealing with a whole lot of illusion, and it's very challenging to make a breakthrough of significance with somebody who just is dealing with so much illusion that they literally just can't see the truth. So I want to say to you, if this passes by, thank the gods, and do a little happy dance. And really over the next couple of weeks, sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and ask yourself why you are working with this person, because I personally believe that it's time for you to let them move on to the next individual. And I don't feel that therapies that you are offering are going to be really well received and utilized anyway. So it's kind of not just that she's draining your energy, but she's also a waste of time because you're offering her stuff that will help, but she's not going to take it.
Yeah, so this is where it gets a little tricky because she paid me for a package that is for like 3 months, and we worked together for 2 months, and I told her she needed to go see a therapist because of all this other stuff. Right. So now I'm sort of like, I keep asking Spirit, should I give my money back? And they say no. Like, I actually did amazing work with her, but she's just, it was so sort of that anger, nastiness. So I'm going to sit with that still, but I'm just sort of, I'm not sure what to do, with the money thing.
I understand asking Spirit that question, and I think that's a yourself, how you feel about that, and to ask Spirit. But I think that ultimately when push comes to shove, when you need to fire somebody, you need to fire somebody, and it doesn't matter whether you've done amazing work with the person or not. You need to look at, integrity with money. And I'm not saying you are out of integrity. I am just saying that, or in integrity, I'm just saying that when it comes to a situation like this and you realize that the work you have done is great and the work that you have to do cannot be done, then that question of money becomes irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at it as like, well, let me look at all the internal, like my shadow self here of like, what am I still doing that I'm like over giving and not being appreciated and just like, I mean, I think that's decent work to do, but maybe from listening to what you're saying is like, maybe that's not even so much the work for me to do, but just to say, not dealing with this energy anymore. Because even when we're separated, I still feel her, and I'm like, get away.
Right. So, here's a beautiful thing that you can do and everybody can do. Whenever you are faced with a psychic vampire, put up mirrors that face out. So in other words, you put up some mirrors between you and the individual. So the only thing they can suck on is the mirror of themselves. It's not you. They cannot suck on you anymore. That boundary is laid, and they cannot cross that boundary. All they are faced with then is their own self and their own energy. I always put on those mirrors the blessing of a lesson learned for the individual, because that then can soften kind of how they utilize that reflection. But I'll tell you, that stuff works so amazingly. Just do a brief visualization or meditation in which you place a mirror between, or several of them strung together, in between yourself and she, and make sure that the mirror, the reflective part, faces her. And then anything that she sends towards you, because it works the opposite way too. If somebody is sending you negative energy, it bounces off of the mirror and returns to self, whoever is the sender, right? With that blessing of a lesson learned. And it softens it so that they can maybe see it and start to recognize what really is taking place, and you are set free.
Okay. I think I am going to refund her for the remaining month, because even the thought of working with her again is just, it's not enjoyable. Yep. And that's what I've been sitting with for the last week or two or what. It's just, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You've known that you need to let her go, but you've come up with all of these lovely reasons as to why not. So, this is a good lesson for you too, because it's okay to give yourself permission to let go of those that are not within alignment of where you are and where you're going, honey.
Yeah, when you're a healer, you kind of think, well, I should be helping her and I should be, but no more martyred healer, That's what that is about.
That is what that's about. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. Right on the nose. Good job.
Yeah, you have to find a new type of client that needs help, but not that much help. That's what I've been playing with.
I don't know if that's so true as it is the right type of client who will align with what you have to offer. And then it doesn't matter so much, right? If you call in clients that are aligned with what you have to offer and will be able to make the best use of it, then there's no negativity at all in there, right?
Yeah, it's so weird because if you spoke to me weeks before the last few weeks I worked with her, I would have been like, oh, I wanted her to renew. I wanted to keep working with her. And then it just totally shifted. I was like, no, I'm actually really repelled and drained and everything. It's so interesting how things work like that.
Well, when you pull enough stuff aside, then you're left with more of the root, and the roots can be powerful. They can be very powerful. So, that's for her to take up with someone else. I hope that has helped you out today.
Yes.
And
thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy that cool reprieve that you have going on out there.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. That was a great reading. I really needed that. It's been bothering me for a couple weeks. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good luck with everything. Thank you, Jessica. And let's talk about, before we leave today, because we are almost done, your certification programs, if someone wants to learn about the tarot or advanced chakra energy work, and you love Sati's energy, this is the program you want to sign up, seekingdivinity.com. Sati, is there anything else that you want to let us know before we finish today?
Well, I spoke about this whole whirlpool thing, which is an image that I've not been given before, and then to have been given it, almost every time, minus one, throughout our time together today. And when I asked about it, they showed me it from a chakra standpoint, which is funny because they did it exactly when right before you started speaking about it. So there's two situations with a whirlpool. A whirlpool is something that drags you into the center. Usually it's something that we try to resist, and is something that is very, very hard to resist, if not impossible to resist, because that energy is just so much greater. The funny thing is that every single metaphor that we have for a whirlpool is the same at the center. Whether we look at a hurricane, whether we look at a tornado, whether we look at the actual whirlpool and the water reality, whether we look at a black hole, whether we look at anything that is spinning, the center is calm. The external, or the part of the whirlpool that's dragging us in, is where all of the tumultuous energy exists. And we have to remember that it is sometimes feeling destructive when we're being pulled in, but when we get to that center of calm and peace, when we get to that center of clarity, we can literally look at the walls of the whirlpool around us and be like, oh, that's what that was about. And now here I am in the center where I can actually see what I was dealing with, and I can actually make very clear decisions about it while being in the center. That is the message that's being overlaid today by my guides that want everybody who tuned in today to look at their life from that standpoint of finding your center, trying not to resist so much. Because here's the funny thing about whirlpools and all of this that I've been talking about. If you resist that flow, it just takes longer to get to that center, and it's far more painful to get there. Whereas if you go with the flow, you're not going to get impaled by other objects that happen to be in the maelstrom with you. And by the time you get to that center, it's so much quicker, so much easier that you just are like, oh, okay, well, that wasn't so much of a big deal. I invite everybody, really, that listened and tuned in today to take this moment and meditate on what a whirlpool actually can provide in the positive. And then if you find that that really is indicative of your life on a metaphoric level, let go. Just let go and trust that the universe has your best interests at heart. It will take you directly to the center where you can actually see and come from a point of great clarity and discernment. And there we go. That's it for today. Thank you so much, Miss Claudia. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening today. I hope all of this information that I gave you guys serves you well and brings you closer and closer to freedom.
And thank you, Sati. As always, everybody, remember the first Friday of every month, we have Sati Chappelle with us. Look at her website, seekingdivinity.com, for more information, classes, services, readings, and so much more. And have a wonderful...
And chakra work also, because the whirlpool is a giant chakra, people. Get to the center of those chakras and find your peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Sati. Goodbye.